Hello, everyone. I'm back today, and I'm joined by someone who is far better at all of this than I am, and is going to probably outshine me on my own show. But anyways, do you want to introduce yourself and tell them people where they can find you?
Hi everyone, my name's Leigh. I'm from the Lights Camera Rant podcast, and that's not true. You are the standard barrier, so I'm only going to follow you. You can find Lights Camera Rant on every major streaming platform: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, everywhere. Just LCR Lights Camera Rant.
Yeah, and you do such a good job with this stuff. You probably know more about this stuff than I do, uh, because ever since I started the podcast, my knowledge seems to go down further. So we're here now. How are you doing?
I'm doing really good, man. Thank you very much for having me on the show. I
Thank you for
I
agreeing to
can't believe.
come.
Of course, I can't believe it's been so long. I think
I know.
I think the last time. Oh no, the
That would
fantasy.
have been the last time that we.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
funny how I think about a core of those movies have now all been thrown out the window.
Well,
Been
I'm very
delayed.
angry because the Marvel sucked, and that was my big ticket item right there. So
Your golden ticket.
yeah, it's okay. Hunger Games is doing well, so I'm good. I'm scared to look
Yeah,
at the spreadsheet now because I don't think I have a chance to win, and we all know who's gonna win that. So you know,
yeah.
we do.
But
Yeah.
I'd love to know the scores at the end though.
Oh no, we will. I of course. But I'm just right now my own sanity requires me to not look at that because I was really being cocky during that draft and so.
He was for him watching, listening. He was. He's like, nah, I got this in a bag. I got my
I
picks
did
right here.
I might not even be second anymore.
Did you pick Dune?
I didn't know.
Because that. Oh no. No, I think that would have been a major one taken off the
If
list.
Hunger Games can even make $1 billion a set, but I don't know.
But do you think it's gonna make $1 billion?
No,
Nah,
no.
you
But
haven't got
I
Jennifer
will be
Lawrence.
delusionally hopeful, so it's okay.
No,
So now we are talking about things because there are topics and so many things that have gone on, in the entertainment world and um,
the roller
a lot of
coaster.
bad things, some good things. But let's talk about
What?
one of those bad things first. Well, I thought it was great, but I know there's a lot of people who disagree, and I don't know your thoughts on this. The Marvels came out. You've seen it. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I loved it. I don't know what you thought, but your answer could decide whether or not you last the entire episode.
I no, I liked it. I
Okay,
went
good.
in there. I will admit, I was said when I first saw the first trailer, I was like, "This looks bad. I'm not excited. This could be worse than Ant-Man Quantumania." And after I finished watching, I was like, "No, actually, that was pretty good. That was a lot better than I expected, and felt more Marvelish, if you will." And I think how much money it's making at the box office, it isn't a reflection of the film.
Right. But no, but that's because it's too woke, remember? It's too woke. There's
Yeah.
people of color in it and there's women. There's so many women.
Oh, I know. God forbid. God forbid there's no man. I think, well, except for
Nick Fury's
Samuel L.
there.
Jackson. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other man who's a
Oh, the
pedophile, I
dad.
think. Yeah, he's a pedophile, right? Alleged pedophile. Yeah, he is. He touched young girls, and so yeah.
Oh,
You heard about that, right?
no.
Really? The story came out last year, and everyone just kind of shrugged collectively. That there were a whole bunch of reports that he was touching or sending pictures to young girls. Young, it was pictures, not touching.
Hey, I'm not in the Marvel. Like, who? Who in the
The
Marvels?
Kamala's dad.
Oh, no, no, no. I didn't know. The
Yeah,
last,
he's
the last actor
sent.
I heard that has been in lawsuit was, I can't pronounce his name, but the actor who played Namor.
No, I'll send you the article.
Oh, shit. All right.
Yeah,
They were in it a lot longer than I expect them to be.
I thought he was gonna die because he he is a Yeah, he inappropriate grooming and sending inappropriate pictures to a minor.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was a whole big story, and everyone just kind of shrugged for some reason because we only care when it's I don't.
Oh, you're just some dad. That's normal. That's normal. You're not the guy who's going to be the next major villain in a franchise.
Imagine that was true.
Yeah, but
I sent you the thing in the chat, by the way, so you can see the article. So
oh
you know I'm
yeah,
not lying.
I didn't think you were lying, but I'll have a look.
I have my evidence, so you know I'm not lying.
Nah.
So yeah. Anyways, there's sexual predators in that movie, but it's okay because we can look past that because there's only one more, right? Who cares? Someone's gonna clip this. I'm getting in trouble, but it's okay. So you liked it?
I did. I did all the way through. Thought it was funny. Like it did not. For a lot of people, it did not bother me that there was not a strong white male.
What, you weren't bothered by the fact that there weren't enough white men in this movie?
Yeah, I know. Apparently, a minority of people who weren't bothered by that. But no, I feel like Kamala Khan was the MVP.
Well, yeah, obviously.
She was the standout.
Yeah, that even the people who hate it and are like monsters think she was good. Well, no, the monsters don't think she was good, but everyone else thinks she was good.
Yeah. And I don't think Brie Larson should get as much hate as she does. I'm like, she wasn't.
Obviously not.
She wasn't that bad. She wasn't that bad in Captain Marvel either.
No, but people don't like her because she's a woman. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
And she talks about how she's a woman, and people don't like that. They find it scary.
Everyone, yeah, well, she's actually had a pretty good year. Fast and Furious in this.
Oh yeah, she's had a great year, but you know, well, I mean, this year we could decide if this was good or not later.
Well, that's right. Yeah.
I mean, again, I loved it. I've gotten a lot of blowback for saying it's the best Marvel movie ever, but I will stand by that. I think that. Oh, you don't like that? You don't like that, right? You don't like that?
I don't know if it's the best Marvel movie.
Can I justify it?
Go.
Okay, so this is the thing. Marvel has had a problem with long movies where they have these parts which are boring, right? This movie doesn't have any of that. And maybe it's a little bit of a hyperbole, say it's the best ever. I think it's definitely one of the top ones because you look at it, it's 100 minutes, right? 100-minute movie is, going to be so much better than, this, like some of the movies they've had, which are long and you kind of are like bored. Thor, for example, is a movie that's long and boring, right? The first two.
I'd say two, but I didn't think the first one was a bore.
It was long. It felt long. I don't know if it was actually long, but it felt long. Yeah. I think Marvel needs to do more short movies because Marvel is basically just like, sitcoms, but like as movies, right? So the idea is they should be shorter, not longer.
Well, that's right. But then you look at Venom 2. That was short and that was really bad.
No, you could have short and bad. That's not a possibility, but short but you're more likely to have long and bad than short and bad.
Yes.
Because if it's long and bad, you get angry that you spent like 3 hours of your life watching the movie and that it was bad. Like Avatar, right? You get mad at yourself for having watched that thing, and yet it's also short. It's also long, right? And bad. I don't know. Yeah. And also I thought it was good. It had like classic humor. Like it wasn't like, boring and there weren't all these like, it wasn't trying to be some like deep think piece. It was just a fun space movie.
Like it was a lot more fun than Thor 4.
Yeah. But you know what that did bring up? It brought up a lot of people saying the MCU is dead.
Look, now this is an argument that has annoyed me so much for so long. And I think I saw a meme of it the other day. It's like, was it Ant-Man? Oh, Marvel's dead. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Loki, the MCU's alive again. Yeah,
it's alive. I'm like, for the love of God.
Yep. Do you want to see charts? I like charts. Do you like charts?
Yeah, charts. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna see charts. So this is a chart I found like 10 minutes ago, which actually does a very good job explaining my point. So it's very poorly, like, I don't know how well you can see this on screen.
Yeah, no, I can see it.
But basically, it shows all the box offices worldwide for these movies, right? Now, what do you notice? Where are the peaks?
Look at how much money Captain Marvel made, and people hate Brie Larson so much.
So So you know what the argument was when I tried to point that out to some people who were trolling me in my comment section? You know
What?
what they told me? They said only reason people watch Captain Marvel was because it was in between of the Avengers movies.
Anyone would watch.
Because someone tried to argue that someone tried to make the argument that female led movies aren't profitable. And I asked them how Barbie just made $1 billion, how
Barbie
Wonder Woman
made
made $1 billion, and Captain Marvel
only
made $700 million.
Only the first Wonder Woman.
No, I'm talking the first one.
Yeah, the first Wonder Woman.
The second one came out during COVID, doesn't count.
Oh, that's true. Well, actually, count, right? From this chart, you can actually tell exactly where the COVID is.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
look.
I like, for example, just as a switch. Yeah. I feel like if you put even though I think if you put Ant-Man 3 and replace the Captain Marvel, I don't think that would have made $1 billion in its current state.
Well, Ant-Man the Wasp came out right before Captain Marvel.
Oh no, I did too. That's right. Yeah, we'll see.
It came out right after Infinity War.
That's right, but yeah, see how low the numbers were.
Yeah.
So yeah, their argument is invalid.
Well, you know what the problem is? Look at the Marvels. The Marvels that little tiny thing at the bottom.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I should note that all of these had a full run, and this has had. I believe this chart was made after it had one weekend.
Yeah, so it doesn't count.
So I know people will but I think the bigger thing is the yellow line there at tiny yellow line is the budget. I think we have to understand though that the peaks are always. What are the peaks here? What are those things with the names on them? Yeah, for the most part, they're Avengers movies.
Mostly Avengers movies, and look,
and Spider-Man.
Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, a good chunk of that $1 billion is Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire.
But Far From Home, but Spider-Man's, again, a very special case because guess what? Spider-Man is the most popular character in all of fiction. Or one of the most popular. And I don't think...
Yeah, I was going to say, right up there was Superman and Batman. If you were to do a Mount Rushmore,
Batman and Spider-Man and Superman are the two most popular characters on all lists. Batman's significantly below those two.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's people think the MCU is dead. Those box offices aren't great, but they're not terrible. Look, they kind of compare to everything else outside of those peaks.
Well, that's right.
All of those recent movies compared to those other ones.
Yeah, the thing is, yes, Marvel had some duds, but I feel like even in the duds, there's still been really good moments. I know a lot of people didn't like Shang-Chi, but I thought Shang-Chi was one of the best hand-to-hand combat action movies that Marvel's ever made. It made me think of COVID. Yeah, it came out during COVID, and that made me think of Captain America Civil War and all the Captain America trilogy, besides the CGI ending. And look, yeah, Doctor Strange 2, not a lot of people like that. I still think that was a good movie for Doctor Strange. Thor 4, yeah, that wasn't amazing, but Christian Bale was the best thing about that movie.
Well, and do you want to tell you something? Well, no, but do you want to tell you something even worse, though? Mm-hmm. When they try to make a Thor 5 without the only person who can make Chris Hemsworth a passable actor.
I knew Taika Waititi was not going to return for Thor 5.
Yeah, but you understand that if they do a Thor 5 without that, it's going to be literally the worst thing ever because we understand that Chris Hemsworth cannot act without someone guiding him exactly down the path.
Oh, well.
He's incapable of acting.
He did all right in, was it Ferrari? Was it Ferrari?
Sony tried to make a movie about Chris Hemsworth as a funny guy using an iconic franchise, and they put Men in Black terrible director with him. And what happened? What was that movie like? Do you remember how bad Men in Black International was?
Yeah.
You thought I was going with Ghostbusters. Wait, do you think I was going with Ghostbusters?
I thought Ghostbusters first, but then I thought, no, as a lead. As a lead, I thought Men in
I mean,
Black.
both work. Sony tried both times to put terrible directors or not good enough directors and with someone who cannot act if his life depended on it. And what did you get? You got the single most cringe-worthy performances in film history. Okay, that's a little hyperbole, but still, you get the point.
And the Ghostbusters movie that was so bad that they did have to reboot again.
Correct.
Technically.
And everyone blamed on the women, not the fact that he can act. And the fact they didn't give them a director. But, Do you do you not think that's a problem?
Oh no, I think with Thor 5, they'll definitely look to do something different again. And they might go in more of the direction a bit more grittier than
the dark elves. We saw that with the dark elves. Why?
Yeah, but maybe you just need different director, because obviously they're not going to want to do the same thing if Chris Hemsworth wants to come
worked.
Back.
We may not love Thor: Love and Thunder. Sure, I'll give you that. It's still miles better than the first two Thor movies.
It is.
It's not even close.
It is. Especially Thor 3.
Ragnarok is so much better, but like still, both those movies are far better than anything that we got before. And you had like Kenneth Branagh directing one of them. He's not a bad director.
No, he did. I think he did the second one. I think he did Thor. He did Thor 1.
Who did Thor 2? Hold on. Google time. The Dark World.
Was that Kenneth or was that Alan?
Alan Taylor was the second one.
Okay, yeah, Kenneth Branagh did the first one.
Like, think about how and Kenneth Branagh's not a bad director, but Chris Hemsworth is such a bad actor that it doesn't matter. Like, you have to put someone who is a comedy genius and say what you will about Taika, and people have. He is a comedy genius, and he knows timing. He understands how to kind of rein in Chris Hemsworth trying to be funny. It's like The Rock. The Rock can't act for the life of him, but when you put him with a good director, you can get a good comedy movie from The Rock.
Well, that's true. And it's funny you mentioned about Taika Waititi. It seems like a lot of people have turned against him after Thor 4.
Yeah, but the studio shouldn't.
No.
Because we understand. The problem is that people are too stupid to understand what's going to happen when you put a different director with him. We understand that because we know that he can't act. The studio should also know that he can't act. And the fact that they're so desperate to let him be the lead in a movie, which is going to try to people are going to understand how valuable Taika was when this movie is a disaster, and it will be a disaster.
All right, okay. What would you do with Thor 5 without recasting Thor?
As far as I'm aware, there is a the Christian Bale's character has a daughter, correct?
Yeah, that's now his.
So make her the lead. Make him like the background character. Valkyrie's there. You've got this. You age up this character. Or bring back Taika and do another movie with Thor with Chris Hemsworth as the lead. If you want Chris Hemsworth as the lead, then you have to have Taika there because he's the only one who's proven that he can do anything valuable with that character.
Taika is not going to come back. No way.
No. I'm just saying, like, if you want Chris Hemsworth, then that's what you have to do. Because I don't think, if I'm Chris Hemsworth, I personally would say I'm not going to sign on to this movie unless the only person who's made me look like a good actor is going to be directing.
Yeah, but no actor's going to tell you that. No actor's going to say that.
No, his agent should be saying it. His agent should be saying, hey, my client needs to look like a good actor and can't, kind of
and we need Taika
into his legacy. Like, can we please have a director who's competent?
Could always get Ridley Scott. I'm sure he would love to direct Thor 5.
Yeah, okay. You find if you figure out Ridley Scott's going to direct a Thor movie.
After he stops bitching about everything else.
Yeah. Like, I think it's the most dead brain decision Disney's ever made.
Disney's made some, but I'll have hope. It just depends on what kind of direction they want to take it in. how it's going to go and who's going to be in it. Because obviously, all we know right now is the fact Chris Hemsworth's returning, and
Taika's not,
Hercules,
and that's all we need to know. No, it's gonna be terrible.
and Hercules is going to be after him.
But like, who cares? It doesn't matter because it's gonna suck. Because, like, think about it. Okay, think about it. What made the first Thor movie a good movie? What was the best part of that first Thor movie? And there's only one right answer, by the way.
Is it just a 4-letter word?
Yep. And you know it because yeah. Okay. So what made the second movie
a 4-letter word? Your mic. You turned your mic off.
There we go.
Okay. I was like, I didn't touch anything.
My mic disconnected for some reason. There we go. Technical difficulty solved. I had to unplug my mic because it's being annoying.
Wait. All right, you're back.
You can hear me now?
I can hear you now, but it says that you're in a tunnel.
Yeah, I had to unplug my mic. I'm just going to have to change some stuff. So yeah, what made the next Thor movie watchable?
Loki helped.
Right, but the director was also pretty decent.
Yeah, Alan Taylor, I think.
Okay, that should sound better. No, I meant 3. We already figured out.
Oh, 3. That was Taika Waititi and Thor.
Oh, no, I can't hear you. Hold on. Oh. Does it sound better?
There we go. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, I fixed it all. Okay, yeah. So Loki made all the Thor movies great or good or watchable, right? And outside of that, the only thing that could have done it was Taika. So what you're telling me is we don't need a 5th Thor movie. We need a Loki movie with Taika directing.
No, you still need Thor, man. You still need Thor because, like, you have to see
Thor's the weak link.
You have to see the sunset fall on them again, or whatever the line is. Sorry, the sunset rise on them again.
Loki is being the character who is being far superior to Thor in every movie.
Well,
Thor is the weak link.
Well,
look in Ragnarok. Okay, let's go through Ragnarok. Okay, because I think Ragnarok's probably the perfect Thor movie we all agree with, right? So, who was the best character in that movie?
Oh wow, Loki was good. Banner was good.
Okay.
Hold
on. Let's go through this slowly. Okay, so let's say we'll agree Loki is pretty important in that movie, right?
Yes.
Taika was pretty important in that movie. We agree, right?
Yes.
Not only as Korg, but also as the director. We agree that the Grandmaster is pretty important in that movie. Pretty good character too, I think.
Yes. Yeah, he's coming back.
We agree Hela was a pretty great villain.
Yep.
We agree that what else? We agree that Valkyrie was a pretty great new character, right? I think she was beloved by everybody.
She was, and even her small appearance in the Marvels.
Yeah, exactly. And although I think a lot of people forgot that she was in that movie, and who's left?
Thor.
Oh, the Executioner. He was really good too.
Yes.
I forgot about
Butcher.
Yeah. I think that's it. I think we got everyone there, right? See? Who's the weak link? It's undeniable.
Thor. Oh no! There's also Korg.
Korg was voiced by Taika.
I wonder if Korg's going to be in Thor 5.
Oh no, I think they'll bring him back as the voice of Korg, but that's because he can do that in his basement. Like he doesn't need to go in or be a part of, like, that's an easy thing to do. But the weak link in that movie was either Thor or Hulk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so if your two Avengers are the weak links of your movie, then we've got a problem.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't think Banner was that bad. I liked Hulk.
But I think
I
he's.
thought.
Would you put him above any of those other characters in terms of importance
Probably
or
above the
value?
Grandmaster. Very above the Grandmaster.
That's just nonsense. You know it's nonsense. You're just trying to save face here.
No.
Okay. Fine. Either way, who's at the...
I'm also the fact I'm glad we got more Banner in that movie. We got more.
I could have done
Because he can't
more,
have,
but, you know.
he can't have his own movie.
So, but like, clearly, even if you need to do that, Thor's the weak link. You just prove my point more.
All right, so you wouldn't do Thor 5?
No, I wouldn't. I would burn that
let it end.
idea in the hole that it came out of and just never do it again. I would never hire Chris Hemsworth again. I wouldn't have done it in the first place. I wouldn't have made him Thor in the first place.
Well, the second option was Loki. Well,
No,
Tom
I wouldn't have done that either.
Tom Hiddleston did.
Why would I ever?
audition for the
I would
role.
never cast him in my movie.
Oh well, I'm kind of surprised they are doing a Thor 5. I thought they may just leave him to pop up in Avengers, Kang Dynasty, and Secret Invasion. Sorry,
I wouldn't even do that.
Secret
I'd just
Wars.
fire him from everything.
Come on, do you want to see Thor in the Avengers movies?
Okay, do you want to go through Avengers and see who the weak link is? I'll give you.
Oh God, no! There's so actually.
I'll give you a weak link. The guy who shoots arrows is more valuable than Thor. Yeah.
Actually, I don't. He probably won't appear in Kang Dynasty or Secret Wars. It will be Kate Bishop now, won't it?
Well, it could be both of them.
Yeah, but you'd have to die. You'd finally have to die.
I mean, I think Thor dies before he does, but you know.
That would be a very big impact if Kang rocks up in the first 15 or 20 minutes of the movie and kills Thor straight up.
If he does, you don't understand how loud I will cheer.
I know, and that I know you would, and I know how weird the theater would be too.
Like, thank God Marvel did something right.
But he would just come back because it's a multiversal war. He would just come back and Secret
But he'd come back as a different actor then, who can act, someone who can act.
Well, that's the thing. That's what I've been preaching for a little while. Is everyone's like, "Oh, who's going to pop up in Secret Wars? Who's going to pop up here?" I'm like, it's a completely free game. Anyone, every wild theory you might have can happen in that movie. There is no limits.
Okay, so we're talking some wild theories now. So I've not talked about Loki on any of my platforms.
Okay.
So you've seen Loki. I've seen Loki. We're talking a little bit about Loki. So
okay.
My
no more Thor bashing. No more Thor bashing.
Oh, don't worry. There'll be some Thor bashing in here too. Don't worry. So when Loki season 2 started, I was like, okay, Loki really is going to be a great character. I think the goal of this movie is to have him walk in Secret Invasion and be the head of the TVA, right? And be like, oh my, kind of if you look at it in Infinity War when Thor kind of comes in and is like, this is what, he's gonna kind of be the guy who catches you up to what's going on, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought the goal was. It turned out, no. He's just gonna control the entire multiverse. So now, just as a quick side, I think that if there was if Thor did die, I would hope that Loki would do his job and make sure that no version of Thor in any universe is alive.
That's not gonna happen.
I know, but I like to think it would.
That's gonna happen, and I agree with you. Actually, I was partially thinking that he would have taken over the TVA, and he would have been exactly right. He would have been like Banner in Infinity War and been like, "Holy shit, this is all happening. We need to get ready."
Yeah,
and then that would lead to a scene where he's gone, but you wouldn't like it. That's where he would have gone straight to Thor, and then that would have been like an opening scene. That would have been like an opening scene. Goes, "I need you. Let me catch you up on everything. I'm not your original brother. I'm actually blah blah blah." But the fact that he's now the god of stories in that really cool scene, it's gonna be like very interesting on how this is
He's
all
never coming
gonna.
back.
He has to. He has to come back. Tom Hiddleston isn't done. He knows that. He's got to
He
be
said
back
it's
for
the
Kang.
end of a 14-year journey.
He'll be back. He's in like a center point. You can't miss him. It's like what Kang. Oh, I
You
just
are
went
aware
to this.
that
Huh?
you are aware that that they missed the fact that there's a giant celestial head in the middle of the Arctic right now, right?
Yes, which I've explained to everyone. That is going to be partially the plot for Cat 4.
Right, but you understand that up until now, no one has ever noticed it. You don't think they could just conveniently ignore the guy who controlled all the timelines as Loki?
Head in the ocean, the god of mischief, now controlling the entire multiverse on a throne. I could miss the head.
I don't know. I almost so. What do you think about Loki's character?
I feel
Like the
like
growth of
if
it.
the growth of it, I feel like one day when the Marvel, when the MCU finally does end from its start to finish,
It's
I
never
think
ending.
it. Well, that's very true. I think it will look back that Loki is one of the best written characters in the entire MCU in his journey. The fact that he's actually died, and we've got a variant, and he's also had another great series. He's had one of the best Disney Plus TV shows that they'll probably ever have. I think he's done a fantastic job for a 14-year journey. From Thor, from not wanting the throne to right now having the biggest throne.
Well, he did want the throne. He wanted to get it, though. Not
Sorry, he did want the throne.
yeah.
To now
Yeah,
getting the
he killed
biggest
Odin to
throne.
get the throne.
Yeah,
So you know why the Marvel Cinematic Universe will never end?
because they're going to reboot it after Secret Wars.
No, because Disney would die without it.
Ha! Jesus.
Disney would literally cease to exist without the MCU.
Yeah, that's a big.
And this is without merchandise. This is without the this is without amusement park. This is without everything else. Box office alone, Disney would not make any money. You think Star Wars is successful? Star Wars is barely even relevant.
Yeah. For anyone who's not watching this
Oh yeah, I
pie
forgot that
graph,
people can't see things. Yeah, I
yeah.
forgot.
For anyone who's not watching, this pie graph is showing that 40% of the total box office from Disney is to Marvel.
And Marvel's been around less time than a lot of these things. And this is all time.
And the thing is, I feel bad for Pixar because Pixar was the juggernaut at one point. They were dropping banger after banger after banger after banger.
But they didn't have that many profitable movies. Like they only have a handful of billion-dollar movies.
Oh yeah, that's true. Not big.
Toy
box
Story
office.
3, Incredibles, Toy Story 4, I think made $1 billion.
Yeah.
But like, look at some of the Up didn't make even a ton of money. I think it probably made under 500 million.
See, Star Wars, right now, the hard thing is Star Wars, their money is all like their saving grace now is all on Disney Plus shows because the sequel trilogy did so bad.
Well, no, it didn't. It made every movie made over $1 billion.
Well,
Solo
money
did
wise,
bad.
yes. Really? Solo made over $1 billion.
No, Solo did bad. That's why they don't make movies anymore.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say, God, that didn't surprise. That made $1 billion. Yeah, and look, what will make $1 billion is that Dave Filoni movie that's going to tie in all those shows. Who just got promoted too?
See something. Oh, anyways, he's the boss now. It's all that matters.
Yeah, that's all that matters. Anything to get Kathleen Kennedy's hands off Star Wars properties, the better.
We don't dislike Kathleen Kennedy. We just think that there could be improvements because she was the one who empowered Dave Filoni to do what he does.
And you saw it in Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like Ahsoka?
Of course. I love Star Wars. Star Wars doesn't do anything wrong.
Wasn't there a holiday special?
Nope, doesn't. That was perfect.
Actually, I did see that apparently there's a documentary apparently meant to come out
Yep.
about that.
And it's gonna make so much money for them.
Oh,
You know how many people are gonna subscribe to Disney Plus just to watch that documentary?
I thought you'd
Lots.
already have an account.
Oh, I do. I'm not one of those people.
Oh, you mean everybody else? You mean
Everybody else? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be very curious to watch it. So, to watch that.
How did an
documentary.
abomination like that get made? Let's make money off it. It's almost like that's what people have done for the existence of time. The Room,
Yeah.
right? Disaster Artist, literally.
That's a great movie. That is a great
Which
movie,
one?
and The Room. I was telling someone the other day, they were like, "Oh, what movie should we review?" And I was like, "You should do The Room." I'd really love you to watch The Room and come back to me.
Yeah, that's a terrible movie, but you know, that's a good try. Good try. So, watching Captain Marvel made me think of something. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, actually, before we do that, we have to do this. So you watched the show Invisible, right?
Invisible? You mean Invincible?
Yeah, sure. I don't know. The one with the yellow guy. The yellow
yeah,
guy.
yeah. Yellow and blue
Okay.
guy, yeah.
Yeah, sure. So there's a show called Invisible that's out. Everyone loves this for some reason, right? I don't have time to watch cartoons, but I imagine if I did, I would watch the show Invisible too.
You should watch it. It's like just as brutal as The Boys.
Yeah, but it's animated.
Yes, it is.
Okay. No, I just don't have time. I'll eventually one day I'll watch it, I'm sure, on my deathbed. But until then, I don't know any. The guy who's playing the other yellow guy, but in the MCU, which actually matters to me a little bit, is a guy who played someone on this Invisible show. So
he is, and
is he good at what he does?
He is good what he does, and apparently, the director of Invincible, Stephen, I can't remember his last name. It was something like, he's like, "Oh, where have you been?" And he's like, "Oh, I just did a suit fitting for Marvel, and it looks like I only play superheroes in yellow and blue suits."
So is he the main character in in Invisible?
Yes, he's the main character, and what he's apparently for, I think it's Thunderbolts. Yeah, Thunderbolts. He's meant to be playing Sentry, which is essentially, I think, the Marvel's version of Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is he good in Invisible?
For voicing a character, yes.
Does he sound like a very intimidating guy who could play a good villain?
Yes, he does.
Could he play Superman?
Well, like an evil Superman, yes.
Okay, good. So he's gonna be a good Sentry.
I think he would do a really good job.
Okay.
As Sentry.
Now, on to the other show that you watch that I don't watch. Gen L.
Gen X, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's they use all these letters. I don't know. So Gen X. That's a show that's on TV. It's on Amazon. I don't watch a lot of this Amazon stuff. I'm a very busy person right now. I don't have time for these.
You're doing a lot, man. You're doing a lot.
I am. So these low rate shows don't. No, I actually want to watch the Gen X. I've been calling it Gen L and Gen V and Gen. I just basically keep switching letters every time I talk about it. So
Gen V.
You've seen this show. Is it good?
It's good. It's
really good.
Between Loki, simultaneously watching Loki and Gen V at the same time, I found for better writing and the quality of a show, I put Gen V above Loki. But me as an absolute fanboy, obviously Marvel always wins. But what I find about Gen V, just the writing, the brutality of it, the outworld stuff they do. I'm surprised you haven't even started watching it. Did you ever watch The Boys?
Of course I've seen The Boys. The Boys is awesome. Okay. What are you talking about?
Okay. So you would like this too. It's just superheroes in high school. So even weirder shit happens.
So, now when I think of superheroes as kids, I think of the superhero classic New Mutants. Okay. Now this is one of the best movies ever made. how does this Gen L or Gen Y or whatever it's called stack up to the greatest movie ever made?
I put Gen V above the New Mutants. Are you talking about the New Mutants, the one that was the last ditch effort from 20th
The
Century
greatest
Fox?
X-Men movie ever made, yes.
Yeah, a lot higher, a lot higher.
So are they like the same? Because like I every time I think of like scary kid movie, I just think of that. So I don't know. Are they like the same?
They're all in college. It probably imagine a brutal version of Sky High.
Isn't Sky High animated?
No, the one with Kurt Russell.
Oh, that's Sky High. Okay, I think it's
Yeah.
Skylanders. Those are animated.
Oh no, the real one was
Yeah.
real version of Sky High.
So it's like Spy Kids then.
No, no,
No.
they're a lot older.
What about Runaways?
Actually, I watched Runaways, and that is Marvel too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't watch Runaways.
No, so you're criticizing me for not watching Gen G, and you haven't seen Runaways.
Runaways, which is like a flash of the pan TV show that came out.
So is this Gen L, or I don't know. I like L.
Gen V is getting a season 2. But if you have
Runaways got a season 2.
Yeah, it's getting a season 2.
Runaways got a season 2.
Okay. I haven't watched.
I know, clearly.
Yeah, well, that's
okay.
right.
So
well,
have you read the Power Pack comics?
No.
Have you read the Young Avengers comics?
I've read one a very long time ago.
Okay, so is it like Young Avengers?
No, because they're a lot older. They're a lot older.
Is it like Young Justice?
A lot older. A lot older.
They're older than the Young Justice characters?
No, like they're in they're in college. Like they're about to like. Oh no, they've just started college. So, American Pie. There you go, American Pie. American Pie.
Okay, so it's like American Pie.
Kind of age gap, yeah.
Okay, so it's like an American Pie type movie.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, okay. I'll give you. Actually, yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you want me to watch American Pie, but as a TV show, and they have superpowers.
Yeah, superpowers, and it's as brutal and bloody as the boys. Yeah. Hey, you only see
American
one
Pie's
penis.
not brutal or bloody.
You only see one penis, so it's okay.
But then that's not American Pie. You're really not selling it here.
I'm that age. If you like the boys, you'll like this. And I think it's I think with season 4 of the boys, where it happens at the end of Gen V is a couple of days beforehand.
Oh damn! So I have to watch this stupid Gen M show to know what the hell the boys. Why do they make all these stupid things? I'm getting fatigued of the boys universe already.
You can watch it, or you can just wait to season 4 because I have no doubt they'll have to do like a 50-minute recap.
Oh, for people like me who don't have the time to watch Gen Y.
Yes.
I got it right? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Because I actually did say that in my last episode. I was like, the recap for season 4 is going to have to be like 50 minutes to get your recap for like 3 seasons of the boys, and then recap for Gen V to get you ready for season 4.
So is it like Inhumans?
It's not like Inhumans. I forgot about that entirely. It's funny. So it's funny how the fact that was meant to be a feature film.
I think it was meant to be at least good.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
So is it like Fantastic Four?
That's well, actually, now you mentioned Fantastic Four. How do you feel about Pedro Pascal playing Mr. Fantastic? And I think
you can't take my segues, man. What are you doing here?
Sorry, because I invite
you onto my podcast and you take all my segues. Like, come on, man.
Sorry.
I had it written down, man.
Sorry.
You stole my segue.
Yeah, you can still say your segue.
No, so is it like Fantastic Four?
No, because they're younger than the Fantastic Four.
Okay, what are the young Fantastic?
Oh, let's just go to Fantastic Four because you're not
Okay,
going to
so
watch it.
speaking of Fantastic Four, I don't know if you've heard yet, but they've cast Mr. Fantastic, and he's the guy who plays the guy under the helmet of the guy in Mandalorian.
Yes, it is. It is indeed him. And
So,
I don't know if
have
you
you seen
saw.
Narcos?
No,
Damn it! That
because
my entire bit for this one doesn't work now.
no, because I don't know if you saw, but I saw that apparently I forgot her name. Is it Aaron Taylor Johnson? No.
That's the guy who plays Quicksilver.
Yeah, no. She was the chick out of The Menu. She's also playing
Anya Taylor-Joy, and she's going to be playing the villain.
It.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, she's going to be playing. Oh no, I saw she's going to be playing Silver Surfer.
Who's going to be the villain? Yes, that's correct.
I didn't know it was going to be the villain.
That's what I've heard, at least.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. So it's just going to be Rise of the Silver Surfer, better them up in the MCU.
But except it's going to have MCU on it, so it's going to be better. And Chris Hemsworth won't be in it, Chris Evans won't be in it, so it'll be better.
Chris Evans did a good job as.
Chris Evans is just as bad as all the Chris's can't act. Name one guy named Chris who can act.
Chris Evans.
No.
Chris Hemsworth. Chris Pratt.
No.
Chris O'Donnell.
No.
I
didn't see that one. I think we'll go Pine, but I can say no more emphatically.
I think Chris Pine
said they can't act. So I'll just shoot that one down now.
What in the D&D movie, which I haven't watched,
or Wonder Woman? He couldn't act in that either. He was the worst part. He was the weakest link in that movie.
The first one or the second one?
Both.
Oh, I didn't think it was too bad in the first one. The second one was useless.
Speaking of Pedro Pascal, he was in Wonder Woman 2.
Yes, he was. Life could be good, but now it's about to be fantastic.
Mr. Fantastic. See, all of these are planned.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But so no,
I just knew it was coming. I had these all planned out. So, anyways, we have seen him in a very popular movie which made no money, without a helmet on his head. So I want to take everything you know about him in The Mandalorian out, because see, when actors play guys with helmets on their heads and half their thing is they have a voice modulator and a helmet on their head and they don't have to express emotion, I don't really think that makes them a qualified actor, right?
Well, look, what about Last of Us? What's with the dead silence?
So you seen Last of Us?
Yeah.
Okay, good. This bit would work better if I knew if I had not completely forgotten he was in that show. So can he act?
I was like, wow, you're just going straight to The Mandalorian. I'm like, he's done another show in that time.
Well, you understand that when I don't watch shows, it's hard for me to know what shows he's been in.
That's fair. Well, you could.
So was he good in The Last of Us?
He was. He did a really good job as Joel.
And that's the one that's based off the video game, right?
Yes.
Is it as bad as the video game?
No, the TV show is. They did really good with the TV show, and it's been greenlit for a season 2.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he did a good job. Pedro Pascal.
Is it like Assassin's Creed?
No, nothing like Assassin's Creed.
It's like Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider wasn't too bad.
Which one?
Oh wait,
I'm talking about the reboot.
Oh no! I meant the originals. I meant the first two with Angeli.
No, I was talking about the reboot, the great reboot, the one of the best. Is it like Sonic? I don't know. Is The Last of Us like Sonic?
No, like it's more like I would say it's more in line with The Walking Dead.
Damn.
You like The Walking Dead?
I've never seen The Walking Dead.
Oh, it's more in line with The Walking Dead.
You understand that like half these shows I've never seen before, right?
Okay.
I don't watch TV. Well, I don't like TV.
That's fair. No. It was a really good show. I can't believe it's nearly been a year since it came out.
Wow, it's been that long. It's kind of like when Game of Thrones came out. It's like all I wanted was for people who were talking about it to stop talking about it because I never watched it and I never wanted to watch it.
Well, he was in Game of Thrones too.
Well, I haven't seen that either. So, there you go.
Oh, don't worry. I think he was only in for about 2 seasons and he died like everybody else.
Yeah, I heard that show sucked, so it's okay.
Well, the ending, yes.
Yeah, see, this is why I don't watch shows. They always are disappointing. Movies are never disappointing.
Yeah, well, I did post on my Instagram something that actually sparked a few comments and a bit of a debate. Is Patrick Pascal too old for Mr. Fantastic?
Oh yeah, I saw that. I was really angry. I was gonna make a video roasting you, and then I realized that you're gonna come on my podcast. So I could just do it in person or like live instead of like
you know who actually sparked that conversation or sparked that thought in my head was Zach from Nerd Dose.
Oh god damn! He didn't say that, did he?
No, we were talking about it, and he was like, "Do you think he's too old?" I was like, "Actually, yeah."
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Is Kelsey Grammer too old to play the Beast?
No, because of CGI.
There you go. Problem solved. Okay, cool. We're done. Let's move on.
I just context. In that video, all I said was, "Do you think he's too old?"
So, is Kelsey Grammer too old to play the Beast? Yes or no? Kelsey Grammer's 70.
No, he's not, and potentially from where you said, I think he said recently, we might see more of him.
He's going to be the Beast in the new X-Men movie because that's what the universe we saw in the Marvels is the universe the X-Men are coming out of.
Hell yeah.
He's going to be the new Beast. So if he's not too old to play Beast, then Pascal is not too old to play
Mr. Fantastic. Well, no, I just thought the fact that because they want to make this Marvel's first family, this is going to be pillars moving forward. I thought they might have just gone like a younger cast, like Superman Legacy.
Oh, don't even start me on that shit show.
What do you mean?
That's gonna be the worst movie DC's ever made.
I don't know. They did make Shazam.
Yeah, I stand by that.
That first Shazam was pretty. Actually, no, Shazam 2 was pretty bad.
I stand by what I said. The Superman Legacy will be the biggest flop of all time.
Why? It's not. It's gonna have James Gunn directing and writing.
Hold on. James Gunn can't direct. Okay, first. Second, hold on. We'll get to that face in a second. Second, they cast Lex Luthor. Third, they've also cast a plethora of other random people because the first movie in a universe needs to be overcomplicated because obviously that's how you get audiences invested. That's never worked badly for DC before. Let's see. They tried to overcomplicate the first the very early on of their universe, and how did that work out for them? Just remind me. How was the idea of jumping from Superman, Man of Steel to Batman vs Superman? How did that work out for DC? Can you remind me?
Terrible. Did terrible, and
then they jumped from that to Justice League, if I'm not mistaken, right?
No. They had the Suicide Squad in between that.
Yeah, who cares? That was also a disaster. They jumped to Justice League, right?
Yes.
How was that? Was that a success? Justice League had to be a success, right?
Justice League wasn't a success. It should have been the Snyder Cut.
And that was also still a terrible movie. It was just longer and therefore worse. So then they jumped to the Flash and tried to do Crisis on Infinite Earth or whatever with Flash.
Yeah, right? That was terrible.
So
actually, that's the last one. That's the last time you were on the show. We reviewed the Flash. Because you had the baby. Because you had the baby when we were recording. Yeah.
Yeah, I brought the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think the last time you were on my show was during Fantasy Movie League, and then the last time I was on your show was Flash.
That's right.
Yeah, I brought the baby because I just finished filming my Flash review where it's jumping on a baby's head. Go watch both that review and then the podcast afterwards. If you want to see me abusing a fake child.
Yeah, clip that. Clip that. Post that.
Don't worry. I have no issues. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what about Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor? That's better than Jesse Eisenberg.
I have a reel on my YouTube and stuff. Okay, it's one of my most viewed reels. No, it isn't, but it might be. And basically, I
It
said
will
this.
be.
Basically I said this. I was like, look, in a lot more swear words, I said this. If they cast Lex Luthor in this movie, I will not go watch it. Some version of
What?
that. I wish I had the reel like saved if I knew we were going to talk about this. But this movie, if they have like Lex Luthor be the villain is the stupidest idea anyone's ever thought of. Lex Luthor is a terrible character. He's an overused character, and Superman has so many other great villains. The fact that we have to keep going back to the same, rotting tomato that we did choose with Lex
Right.
Luthor is despicable to me, especially when we've gotten the greatest version of Lex Luthor with Jesse Eisenberg, which they managed to ruin somehow.
Nah.
But you don't agree?
No. The only good thing about Jesse Eisenberg being Lex Luthor was just that 5 minutes when he's in the cell with Batman and the 5 minutes he's on the boat trying to assemble the Legion of Doom.
By the way, that's the reason that the Zack Snyder Justice League is better than the Joss Whedon one's better than the Zack Snyder one. That one end credit scene.
But Snyder had the same scene. It was meant to lead into the Batflick movie.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. So the same scene on the yacht, Deathstroke and everything. But
see, you understand I have to watch a 17-hour movie to get to that scene instead of the payoff, man.
It's 4 hours. It's 4 hours.
Remember, what did we talk about at the very beginning of this podcast?
Timing. But what? You didn't have to watch it in theaters. It was on HBO Max. It was, which we don't have.
Did I have to sit through a 4-hour movie to get the same payoff as I did through an hour and 10 minutes, and a payoff which, by the way, never going to actually get to see the payoff for?
No, but it was a 100% better movie. That Joss Whedon Justice League is terrible. It's awful.
I disagree. Does Cyborg say "booyah" in Zack Snyder's Justice League?
No.
Does the Flash save a family and perv on Wonder Woman in Zack Snyder's Justice League?
No, but you don't need either of those.
Okay, well, there you go. Unless Ezra Miller is being a perv and Cyborg says "booyah," I don't want it. And does Batman smile?
When did Batman smile? Wow, it's been a long time since I've seen the movie.
I'm sure he does.
I just don't think he says the scene. He's like, yeah, something's bleeding, definitely for sure.
And
what?
I don't know. I just got painful flashbacks. Okay.
Well, no. Well, the Lex Luthor isn't the villain in the movie.
How do you know? Is he not a villain?
Well, no, they've cast the villain. They've cast the villain. They did. It's I can't.
The fact that we don't know who the villain is a problem.
No, I can't remember her name. But basically, she's almost like a liquid Terminator.
There's a lot of people who are like that. Well, who's going to create these people? Obviously, Lex Luthor.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean he's the main villain in it.
But this is the point, right? The point is like these are all tired people. All I want to see is Superman versus Brainiac or Superman versus Mxyzptlk or Superman versus some random character. Like, why does it so complicated? Actually, no. You know better? I don't want to see a Superman movie. Oh, there we go.
You don't want to see it?
Superman's the worst character ever created. Like, we don't have to do this. Like, come
on. The engineer.
Yes, that's correct.
She's playing the villain. So she'll be the villain.
Well, one of the villains.
One of the villains. No,
and by the way, Zack Snyder, whoever the hell's doing these new movies,
James Gunn.
James Gunn, right? They're all the same. He can't do without the leash of Marvel. We know he can't make movies either. He made the Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad was my god. The Suicide Squad was good.
No, it wasn't. The first one is better.
No, actually, I know it wasn't until they dropped the David Ayer cut or whatever it is.
David Ayer? No, that's going to be worse. We need the music. Remember, what did I say? I've told you this. Shorter movies are better movies.
Suicide Squad wasn't that long.
Yeah, Suicide Squad 1 is shorter.
Yeah, but Suicide Squad 2 isn't that long.
It feels like a music video, and therefore it feels shorter.
Wow, that came out in 2021. Jesus. Um,
Back when they made good movies.
yeah, it only goes for 130 minutes.
Still too long.
But that was a lot better than the first one
No.
because it didn't have Will Smith in it.
Right, we like Will Smith.
Oh, just don't mention his wife.
Keep her name out of your mouth.
Yeah, keep it out of my mouth.
I don't know. I just think at the end of the day, DC needs to go in a hole and die. And
I don't think
we never need to see DC again.
No, so DC. See, what DC needs to do is they need to straight up make a Batman Beyond film.
But animated.
And no, real life and rough.
No one wants to see a live action DC movie.
I would watch a Batman Legacy. Sorry, Batman Legacy. Batman Beyond movie. You know, Michael Keaton's old Batman. Get somebody young.
Michael Keaton sucks as Batman too.
I walked into that, didn't I? I get Christian Bale to play old Batman.
He's actually, even worse.
I think he would do an old Batman.
He's even worse than Keaton. Unless you can make Adam West come back from the dead, I don't want to see a live action Batman.
No, I don't need to see. Batman doesn't need to dance.
Tell that to Adam West. Best Batman we've ever had.
I thought you were going to say Val Kilmer.
I mean, he's second, but like, you know,
the Batman that doesn't shut his mouth.
Or no, you know what? Fine. If we're gonna take a leap Batman, I'm okay. I will consent to the idea of George Clooney's Batman being in Batman Beyond, but only if Arnold Schwarzenegger is back as Mr. Freeze.
Oh God, no. But the thing, no.
DC, now I'm gonna do something really mean to you. I'm gonna throw one last wrench into this podcast.
Okay. I'm ready.
So I made a video a few days, or at least a video a few days ago.
And
I know you haven't seen this video, but what I do know is that this will definitely throw a little wrench into things. So I made a video. I'll tell you what it's called. It's called Bucky Barnes is a Bad Villain. So in this video, I decided to do something. I came up with a tier list of Marvel villains, okay?
Yeah, best of worst villains in the MCU.
I'm put on the screen now, okay? Let you take a look at it.
Yeah.
I want you to react to this and find any flaws or just realize that it's a perfect graphic.
Hero villains, Spider.
I will give you some time to kind of look it over.
What do you mean by respawn?
So I will go through them quickly. So who means they're irrelevant. EMH is Earth-Minus Heroes, which basically is heroes pretending to be villains. Disney Plus subs means that they want their stories expanded on or have either wanted their stories expand on Disney Plus and therefore have subscribed to Disney Plus, or have gotten their stories expanded upon it and kind of saved their characters in other movies. The respawn tier. Oh, hold on. The respawn tier at the characters who wish they could come back to life. The spider tier just for the Spider-Man villains who are all elite. Then the hero villain tier are heroes who have kind of mastered being a hero and a villain. And the inevitable is obviously the best villain that Marvel's ever done. Now, the villains that aren't included here are people who I don't consider the main villain of their movie. Or the other option is that they were TV show villains and I don't count them because they're illegitimate. Much like many people, much like illegitimate children.
Okay. Well. Okay. Inevitable, I agree. Hero villain, I agree. Spider-Man villains, I agree. Respawn villains.
They're all great. Yeah. They could be better if they had more time without getting killed.
Yeah. D subs. Now, Namor, I do want to see more of him. I thought he was one of the better villains. Red Skull only had Captain America and Infinity War and What If.
No, so Red. So oh yeah, What If doesn't count because it's a weird show, and
Infinity War and
so yes, so the Red Skull one is weird. The Red Skull one is basically because he's salty that Zemo got kind of this Captain America the Winter Soldier, so he's still subscribed to Disney Plus because it feels like he was, he wasn't good enough to be in the Respawn tier, but he also wasn't bad enough to be in the Who tier. So it's kind of, he just is there because he's salty and hoping that one day they come back to his character.
I hope they don't come back to Darren Cross. He's done.
No, his character got pushed up because the fact that he was MODOK was enough to kind of like move him.
Yeah, I guess. Taskmaster, Ghost is coming back.
Yeah,
Icarus.
but Ghost is a hero. Ghost is not a villain.
Yeah,
Ghost was never a villain.
Well, that's true. Icarus. Apparently, Icarus is meant to be coming back for Internals too. Which
either way, he doesn't count as a villain for now. Because again, he's not good enough to be above this tier. He's barely not in the Who tier.
Okay, and Who? Okay, Christian Bale
being on the second last tier.
Why have? Because currently, right now, I'm currently looking at your YouTube channel, and it does say best and worst villains, and you've got an arrow pointing to Bucky being awful. Bucky as a villain was good at Captain America's Winter Soldier.
True. See, that's where you're wrong. See, that's the misconception that I wanted to point
out. All right. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Tell me your absurd reasoning.
Bucky Barnes was never a good villain. He in 90% of the times he appeared, he was a hero, and at that, he was a very mid-tier hero. He was more of a sob story and plot device than he was a character. And I have a nice 4 or 5 page essay on why Civil War is a pointless movie, and the primary reason is that the idea of Bucky Barnes being this important character to Captain America is ridiculous because he knew him for like 20 minutes. He on screen, he dies, and then suddenly Captain America has this fetishing like love for him, which kind of goes to creepy.
They grew up together. They've been friends for a while.
They appear together on screen for 20 minutes before he dies.
Yeah, but it's implied
and now he's the most important character in the entire MCU. And they expect us to, and the fact that he doesn't actually kill Captain America in the Winter Soldier, it makes it even more pathetic. Also, come on, you're mind controlled. Really, you're gonna excuse everything terrible you've done because you're mind controlled. That's just a sad situation. Now, if this was a hero tier, maybe he'd be higher because he'd been a hero longer than a villain. But this is a villain tier, and as a villain, he was like some people argue he isn't even the main villain in his own villain movie.
Well, no, it's
Alexander Pierce.
Yeah, he's
Robert Redford's character. Yeah, but I can't him as a villain in that movie because he was
Bucky's just the muscle.
But because Pierce would be the bottom tier was too big, I needed to pick someone who at least had a little bit more weight to their character instead of just being another throwaway villain. So I decided to go with Bucky because he is technically the person who they think the villain is the entire time. So it kind of works better.
Well, that's true, but I think Bucky did a good job being the muscle in Captain America: Winter Soldier. And
would you consider him a great villain? Would you consider him a better villain than Red Skull?
No, I consider Red Skull more of a villain.
Would you consider Zemo a better villain?
Yes.
Abomination?
Oh, yes.
Okay, well, there you go.
That's so everyone, let's just clarify. Everyone above in your D+ subs, they are all better villains. Because technically,
everything
Bucky
above him.
Everything above, yes. Everything above, I would say yes. I do agree.
So you agree that he is in the tier of the second worst villain? That he is definitely a bottom tier villain. That's what you're saying.
Just to clarify, he's only in that level because of the fact he's only a villain for like 30 minutes.
He's only a villain for 30 minutes. At that, he's not a very compelling villain in the 30 minutes he is the villain, right? And because if this was a hero tier, could he be higher? Yes. Would he? Because I hate him so
Yes.
much? No, probably not. So, but
Why do you
outside
hate
of
him?
that, I
I
think
think
he's just the most annoying character. The fact that he's still in the MCU is ridiculous to me.
wait, he's about to lead the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, I'm not watching that movie if he's in it, or I'll just cover my eyes whenever he shows up. I don't know.
It's a team.
The fact
It's a
he's
team
outlived.
movie. He's gonna be
Yeah.
in it.
Do you have any other issues with this list?
So you're who? So who is you want to expand?
No,
Or
who
you
is
think a
just like if you
throwaway
is if you
villain?
go to someone on the street, they would say, "Who the hell is that?" Or if you ask someone who's seen the movie, say, "Wait, were they in the movie?" They're
Uh,
basically just irrelevant and don't exist in the movie or in people's minds.
I would say Whiplash and Obadiah probably will be the more recognized when you talk to people because they are from the Iron
But they're
Man
also
movies.
terrible villains. And had Obadiah had no impact on Iron Man after that first movie, and it's almost kind of ridiculous. Like it's almost kind of like I'm almost resentful for the fact that he should have been such an impactful character, and yet really had no real impact on the movie beyond like the very minimum amount in the first movie. And Whiplash, I mean, honestly, I think if you showed him to people, I think people would just shrug. Like I don't think people would even recognize him.
Nah, and I thought Mads Mikkelsen did a good job as being the first Doctor Strange villain.
Yeah, but
I
he
thought
wasn't
he
a good villain.
no,
Like there's
not as impactful as like Red Skull or
it wasn't a well
High
acted role. It
Evolutionary.
wasn't a well developed role. Like it was just a role. He was there as the bitch for Dormammu, right?
The bitch for the mom.
That's what he was.
Yeah, he's a bitch. That's true. I guess. Yeah. Uh, Ronan the Accuser. He came back very
Yeah, but I
briefly.
don't think he did anything in Captain Marvel worth making him a more compelling character. Like I think
No,
Abomination actually managed to become
he's
more compelling.
his hammer has got more screen time than he did.
So is Hammer on this list? No, right? Okay, so then
No, no. His hammer
yeah,
got more screen
but
time
he's
than
on the
he did.
list. Yeah, I know. But he's on the list, not his hammer. So if we're talking about
Yeah,
weapons, that his hammer might be higher, but
yeah. And unfortunately, I do also agree that as much as she was a good villain, she will be easily forgotten. And the fact that I can't remember her name just proves the point.
Darben.
Darwin, yeah.
But like I said this, and I think I kind of had to keep things consistent for to some extent because in my review I said that she's probably on the same tier of Obadiah, and that's actually what got me to think about making this. The problem is I didn't realize Obadiah is actually on the bottom tier of villains, and so even though I was right about that, I was wrong about the fact that she was in the top, like in the middle tier of villains. She is at the bottom, but Obadiah is too. So my take that she was kind of in the same tier is correct.
Yeah.
Also, Gore
Also,
is just chilling there too.
yeah, Gore. Yeah,
Jude
which
Law.
Drew Law, I understand. The thing is, I feel like Christian Bale's character, like they could have done so much more with him being more threatening. Also, I just saw that you're Why the Marvels is the best MCU movie yet. Has had 1K views in 11
Yeah, and it
days.
has like
Like
30 dislikes, and a bunch of
that's
people calling
incredible,
it beta
man.
male.
What the hell's a beta male?
I don't know. You
What?
should read the comments. You're gonna have so much fun reading those comments, man. I tell you.
A beta male.
I know. It's great. I like
82 comments.
yeah.
There
Go
are alpha
read through some of
males
them.
and there are beta males, and beyond that, you get this amazing individual.
I think that was a positive one. I'm not sure, but keep reading some of them. You'll have fun
The
with this.
channel owner
I know you
actually liked your comment. He certainly did not catch your sarcasm. Um. Uh. Hey man, a really interesting review and really appreciate everything you said. I personally really disliked the movie and the
No,
whole
okay,
direction.
don't stop me talking about the polite ones. Say the very mean ones, because there are very mean ones.
I'm trying to find it. I think the fact that you have to try so hard to explain why it's a good
There we
movie
go.
is already
That's
very telling. And I'm giving a detailed explanation because people don't understand good cinema. If this is good cinema, I'm happy that it flopped so badly. All right, dick.
That's what I said. I'll let it to
Yeah.
him. I don't think.
Yeah. The only thing this movie left me was wanting a refund. Marvel needs to fire everyone and go back to what got them there to gain with. Okay, can't spell. Old school superheroes and great villains and atrophies people care about. Every real superhero fan will turn on a Marvel now until it changes west. Well, that's not going to happen at all. This movie is what they used to do well. Not anymore, it seems. Did you watch the video? Did you actually watch the video or explain why it's a good movie?
Oh, here's one. Please delete your channel. What a ridiculous and obvious clickbait video and take to have. Videos like this is what's ruining YouTube, specifically in this space.
Oh my god. Don't do drugs. You'll end up saying the Marvels is a good movie.
Oh yeah, that one too. Oh bro, you need to have higher standards. Go back, watch some films of old.
I bet you.
Congratulations, you said the dumbest shit we'll ever hear from a simp.
What the hell? Oh my god, man! Like that's great. You got all this engagement, but some of these are just shit.
This kids is why we don't smoke crack.
Yeah. Holy crap! It's been brutal.
Do you really trust anyone who looks like this guy? Glad you liked it, but superhero movies and comics are dying because of people like you.
That's not true. That's all bullshit.
Oh, you should. I reacted to conservative commentator Matt Walsh talking about how this movie is a failure, and that was even worse because I got all of his fans to troll me too.
Yeah.
I'm really just
goes off for the Marvel's lies. Oh, Matt Walsh made a new video about some woke garbage movie that literally was the worst Marvel movie ever made. Thank you for informing me and giving him business. I think I'll sign up for his subscription plan. Thank you. If he's pissing off beta males like you, he deserves a subscription from me.
I don't understand what a beta male is, man.
What the hell's a beta male?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's like the opposite of an alpha male.
A subordinate male animal in a particular group. A man tending to assume a passive or subservient role in a social or mood situation.
Question. You know me pretty well. Am I passive?
No.
No. I subject myself to this kind of stuff. That's not passive.
What does it mean to be a beta male? As they say, nice guys and betas finish last. Beta is a slang insult describing a man who is seen passive, subservient, weak, and not effeminate. What the hell?
Oh Lord, that's great. Don't you think the people in their parents' basements typing up these comments are probably the beta males?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I feel like they should look at a mirror before they, call somebody such a. I mean, I don't even understand. Like, I'm feel not like passive though.
No, and I feel like you saying beta male is like you're just trying to be the it thing. Like you're just trying to do the
But look, at the end of the day, I love hate comments, so I can't complain about this. Why are there balloons appearing?
I have no idea. What
did you do?
I don't know. But no, and there's just some people out like this. I'm like, at least I made a video. At least I did talk about my opinion and then just not.
Look, and I'm glad they're using the space to vent about how sad their lives are. Look, I love the dark corners of the internet as much as anyone. And when they come to watch my videos, I feel even better about myself. So,
I'm surprised you. Well, I will say this too. Side point: I did put a poll about which one are you more excited for, the Batman 2 or Superman Legacy.
Well, I answered that.
You did answer that.
Yeah, I did.
Have you seen it recently?
No, but I'm assuming Batman 2 very far trumps Superman Legacy.
No.
Well, everyone's an idiot, so it doesn't matter.
It's 58% Superman Legacy, 42% the Batman 2.
I don't know how. I mean, I'm not excited for either. I think they're both overrated, overhyped, and they're going to both be garbage. However,
Actually, I wouldn't. If I could watch none, I would be happy about that one.
Well, you didn't like the Batman?
I did like it initially. The problem is that when you kind of operate within the circles I operate, you have to kind of start to hate that movie because of how much people talk about it, like it's the greatest thing ever made.
It's not the greatest thing ever made.
No, it's not even close. But when people say it's the best thing that any movie studio's put out in the last decade, I have a little problem with that.
Yeah, no. So I agree with you. Stuff like that, I'm like, no, it's not. It's nothing like that. It is a good Batman movie.
Average Batman movie that made less money than Doctor Strange 2.
Did it?
Yeah.
No,
Go look
shit.
at it. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Made less money than Doctor Strange 2. It's a movie starring Batman, couldn't make $1 billion. Couldn't even come close.
It's probably because of the fact that
it's not even rated R, so there's no excuse there either.
Yeah, because it was a 3-hour film.
Oh, so you're telling me that people who like watching long movies, except for Avatar and the Endgame, all the highest grossing movies are like over 2.5 hours. But yeah,
you'll have to. Well, Endgame had to be 3 hours long.
No, it didn't. It should not. It is bad purely because it's 3 hours long. If they made that movie a nice 2 hours 15 minutes, it would have been a much better movie. Endgame's problem is it's 3 hours long. They do so much nonsense in that movie that they wouldn't have had time to do. Endgame is like a bottom tier MCU movie because it's 3 hours long. By like
what are you talking about?
Yeah,
Endgame is the pinnacle.
No, it isn't. It's not even close.
Yeah.
Okay, let me find I'm gonna pull up my MCU ranking list. We're gonna figure out exactly where it is. I don't think it's in the top 10 anymore. And this is none of the recent MCU movies either on this list yet.
Yeah, which doesn't surprise me at all.
Endgame is 16th without any of the new stuff.
No, Endgame is a lot. Like, I'd put Endgame in the top 5.
And Endgame is 16th. Yeah. Wow. I think She-Hulk or Wakanda Forever is the last movie that was added to this list.
No, it has to be.
And I'll tell you for a fact, when I add the other movies that have come out this year and TV shows, it's going to drop.
Why do you like Endgame that much?
Well, I did make a 3-hour audio commentary of the Endgame, so you can go listen to that pleasure. But I will tell you this. There's so many moments in that movie which just make me roll my eyes, because this is the thing, right? If you're going to make a movie like Endgame, you have to commit to it. And they didn't commit to it. They kind of half-assed it. They were kind of like, we kind of killed half the universe in Infinity War. Now, we could keep the emotional stakes of that. Or we could have Hulk make jokes about tacos. Let's go with the taco one.
That was just
opportunity. No. They had the opportunity to make a very impactful Marvel movie, which really felt the emotional weight of the fact that a guy killed half the universe, but instead it turned into fart jokes and taco jokes. And I don't have a problem with Marvel making jokes, but that's what that movie devolved into.
Well, no, also, because I keep going.
I was going to say, and the ending, which is probably one of the worst ways to end a movie, was also just coincidentally the better version of the ending was cut out and put in the deleted scenes.
Which deleted scene are you talking about?
The other version of Iron Man's death, where like they all like
yeah, that's a bit debatable. Like I would partially like
it's cheesy, but it's more MCU than what happened. And on top of all of that, Endgame also just conveniently features the trailers for Loki, and a bunch of other TV shows and movies.
Oh,
it's just a bunch of trailers.
Oh,
it's just a bunch of trailers.
Well, they weren't trailers. They were jumping off points. Yes, there's a couple of jumping trailers. Points.
Welcome to the world. While we go through this, here's Loki. You're going to see this version of Loki in Loki, the TV show.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Hulk. You're going to see this version of Hulk in Hulk, the She-Hulk, the TV show.
Yes, which was a great show.
There's more too. I just can't remember them off the top of my head.
No.
Guardians of Thor, you're going to see them in the next Thor movie.
Very briefly, and the Guardians, yeah, very briefly.
But that's because the people who wrote the movie said, hey, we actually don't want to do this, but they were very committed to this bit. And so again, they had to kind of go through it because again, for some stupid reason, everyone is obsessed with this idea of just like the other thing that makes the Marvels great is there was no like, well, come back and take a look at this show. It was the kind of the opposite that it was like hey, if you want to know more about these characters, go watch these shows, right? That's what you're supposed to do with these movies. These movies aren't supposed to be, hey, guess what we're coming out with. It's supposed to be, hey, guess what? If you want to, like, it's like comics, right? Like when you read a comic, they have like the little notes at the bottom say, if you want to know what happened here, go to this comic, right? Yeah, that's what the movies are supposed to be. The problem with Endgame was literally the opposite of that. Endgame was like, hey, stay tuned. We're going to have a show about this character coming soon to you on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus. Sounds like a Disney Plus. Sounds like a Disney Plus ad.
That's what it was. They might as well just put coming soon to Disney Plus at the bottom of the screen when Loki jumped into the Tesseract.
Yeah.
That would have been more logical.
Well, the Marvels, you just needed to watch Captain Marvel, Endgame.
You didn't need to watch Captain Marvel. You could have gone in completely blind. You would have gotten a lot out of the movie, and then anything else you wanted to know, you could have gone back and watched the TV shows. That's how it's supposed to work. Because at the end of the day, you need the movie audience to be more open than the TV audience. There has to be a bigger audience than the TV audience. You can't they tried to use all of Endgame to hype up their other TV shows. Oh, and but the end credit, not end credit scene, the end scene where Captain Sam gets the shield. Stay tuned, Captain America, Falcon the Winter Soldier coming soon.
Yeah, it's true. But okay.
Wanda's emotional breakdowns. WandaVision coming soon to Disney Plus.
Yes, that was good. That was good. One of it, and still one of the best Marvel TV shows.
No, the show is good. The problem is that they did the tease. Remember?
Yeah, they did the jump.
Yeah.
Well, that I didn't even think about that. But yeah, for someone who's just a moviegoer who hasn't watched the TV shows, you would have had no idea that Kamala Khan was talking to some arrow bird.
What do you mean?
Which Kate Bishop hasn't been in the movies.
So see, this is what I got to tell you though. End credit scenes are different than regular scenes, and that was an end credit scene, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And what you're allowed to do in movies, and this is the way it works, right? You're allowed to have 2 end scenes. Okay. Those are the only points in your movie which you are allowed to ask people to either get excited for something coming soon, or where you are trying to, just excite people for something coming soon. Right? That's the only thing. Is the end of the movie. Either it can be in the very end, right, leading to the credits, or during the credits. This movie had both. They had 2. You're allowed to have 2. You cannot spend 3 hours of your movie teasing things that people aren't going to see happen right away. That's a trailer. That's not a movie.
It's a trailer.
Infinity War, by the way, didn't do any of that. Infinity War didn't tease anything. It teased Endgame.
It teased. Obviously, it had to go into Endgame, and the other thing was, it just teased Ant-Man.
That was in the end credit scene. Not outside of that, it didn't.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Yeah.
End credit scenes, you're allowed to tease things. During the movie, you're not supposed to tease things. If you want to do that, then you need to you put in an intermission and you run trailers.
Yeah, I didn't realize that you felt like that at Endgame. I
know. I made a 3-hour
for a movie that's a work of art.
It's not. It's disastrous. That's the reason the Russo brothers aren't employed at Marvel anymore. It's because they can't direct, and we learned that very quickly when they had to direct their own movies without Marvel behind them. Turns out that they were just lucky.
I can't think of what was the last movie they brought out. Oh, there was a movie with Chadwick Boseman they directed.
I don't know. There's the one with Tom Holland as well.
Oh yeah, like 97 Bridges or something.
21 Bridges?
21 Bridges.
Joe Russo. Let's see what he directed. though it produced. Hold on, who's directing?
Produced.
Citadel, The Gray Man, Cherry.
The Gray Man.
Those are 3 he did. Yeah. By the way, the reason that no one remembers his movies is because they sucked.
The Gray Man was Chris Evans and.
Do you remember when he directed The Dark, Deadly, and Dreadful?
No, I've never heard of that.
That came out in 2018 after Infinity War, before Endgame. You know why no one knows about that movie? Because they had 2 Marvel movies. They were saved by the Marvel brand. They did a terrible job with Civil War. They did a
What do you mean? Civil War was good.
Civil War is a terrible movie. I'll send you my essay. You can take a look at that one.
Okay.
Yeah, you haven't seen the essay yet.
Someone
is telling me Civil War is a good movie, and so in order to argue against them, I wrote an essay at like 1 a.m. about how Civil War is a terrible movie and an unnecessary movie.
What do you mean? It's set up Infinity War.
Yeah, a movie isn't necessary just because it sets something else up. And by the way, just so you know, Civil War is at 25 on my Marvel list.
What's your number 1?
Well, it will be the Marvels, but for now it's No Way Home.
No Way Home is better than the Marvels.
No. I'm going with that. I'll stick with that take, yeah.
What? You're gonna be shitting me.
Kamala Khan, what movies is she in?
This one.
Okay. So then there you go. There's your answer.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Canadian Muslim in a movie? Yep. 100% over every other movie. I don't care.
Okay, so does that mean the fact that this time next year, your number 1 is going to be Deadpool 3?
Is she in that?
No, but Ryan Reynolds is Canadian.
No, Canadian Muslim. There's a difference.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I
am biased, sure, but at the end of the day, that's the reality of how everyone makes their lists. So, I can have my own biases.
Actually, what is she actually meant to be in next?
Although Miss Marvel's at 14 on my list, but that's another conversation. So,
I never know what she's meant to be in next.
Secret Invasion or Secret Wars, Kang Dynasty.
Kang Dynasty. That still seems too far away for a character.
Oh no! Do you want to hear my other theory? I have another theory.
Yeah.
Okay, so Marvel is if Marvel's smart, they're going to do the smart thing, which is they're going to make, they're going to set up a Young Avengers TV show, and not a movie, a TV show, because it's going to run as a TV show, which is going to be like every day or whatever leading up to the release of Kang Dynasties. And the reason for that is who is a pivotal character for a Kang story? Obviously, Iron Lad. Who is the most important character in the Young Avengers? Iron Lad. Iron Lad being a descendant of Kang, right? Now, you've seen Loki, right? So you know there's a kid at the end, Victor Timely, but as a young Victor Timely, right?
Yeah.
And this guy got the new TVA manual, right?
Yeah. No, that's him, isn't it?
That's Iron Lad, yes.
Oh.
Think about it.
I thought it was Victor Timely.
Right. Who's Victor Timely, really?
Wait, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Kang.
And then if Victor Timely's Kang, then Iron Lad, who's a descendant of Kang, would also be a descendant of Victor Timely, right?
Yeah.
So then it would make sense that Victor Timely is the version of Kang which got the good TVA handbook, right? And is therefore not going to become a bad guy, but will become a good guy.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
There we go. See, and now also, where have we seen every single Young Avengers character so far? Except outside of America Chavez, she's the only one who has not been either the main character in a TV show, being cameoed in a TV show, or being, that's it. Yeah.
That's true.
America Chavez is the only one. Everybody else is Ironheart will have been in a TV show soon. Kate Bishop had a TV show. WandaVision had both Speed and the other one. Wiccan.
Yeah.
Kamala was in Miss Marvel. Falcon and the Winter Soldier had Patriot for like 10 minutes, less than that, like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Cassie's not been in a TV show either.
No.
But that would be so. Cassie's the other one. Those are two characters. But everyone else is being in it.
Yeah, Cassie's the other one.
But doesn't that make sense for the Young Avengers to be a TV show? That's what they kind of are setting up. Like on the TV side, you have to be setting something up.
Yeah, I would happily see a Young Avengers TV show, and have that like the final of that TV show be like, you know, holy shit, something's coming. We need to go, and then bang,
Plus, Kang's such a terrible villain that you might as well like do something and try to like save the.
What do you mean?
Oh, do you want to put up the tier list again so you can take a look?
Kang is about to be above. It's about to be on the same level as Thanos.
No, not even close. No, how good he is, he'll never be that there. His inclusion in Loki makes that show worse than holds it back from being what it could have been.
I thought he was good in the show.
No. Loki's good in the show.
Why don't you like Jonathan Majors' Kang?
So first of all, Jonathan Majors should probably be in jail right now, not acting in major motion pictures.
Hey, he has been convicted yet.
I said that's why he probably should be. I said probably.
Yeah. That's true.
Probably should be in a jail cell instead of in major motion pictures. However, because we look past it for a lot of people, we can look past it for him for a moment. But beyond that,
he was only saving grace in Ant-Man Quantumania.
So that is not true. Cassie is the only saving grace.
Oh my God, no. Cassie could have died.
Is the only good part of that movie.
No, Cassie is a pain.
So I'll tell you something. Jonathan Majors' character, Kang, right? That's what we call it. Or maybe Victor, I don't know. I made a reel about this, but you should take a look at it.
Kang.
But what I will say is this. This man has died more than any character I've ever seen in Marvel. To the point where Thanos...
That's not true. That's not true.
Thanos is scary. Thanos is scary because
Loki's died more.
I don't think that's true. Actually, I think Loki died twice. More. Loki's died twice. Once. Loki really died once.
Loki died in Thor.
No, he didn't. Us thinking he died was actually dying are two different things.
Okay.
Kang has actually died like 3 or 4 times at this point.
Kang has died twice. He's only died 2 times.
Victor Timely also died, didn't he?
No.
He died like 7 times before the finale of Loki.
Oh, you can't do the Groundhog Day to count as he's dead.
It does count. Did he actually die multiple times? Yes, he did.
He did, but it was Loki.
Okay.
Okay.
So have you seen Thanos die? Thanos has died twice in the 10 years he's been in the MCU.
Yes, but Kang died multiple times. Victor Timely died because
Kang every time Kang shows up in a movie, he gets beat by whoever he's been. He got beat by She-Loki, and he got beat by Loki. He got beat by Ant-Man. If you get beat by Ant-Man, I don't know what to tell you. Like that's peak humiliation right there. Like he got beaten in an Ant-Man solo movie. He lost to Ant-Man in an Ant-Man solo movie.
Yeah, but he's not gonna get beaten very soon. And when he pops
You're telling me that you need an entire Avengers team to beat this man who Loki managed to outsmart.
Yeah, but you're gonna find out why. You just stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me.
Victor Timely basically got killed by any. Victor Timely was died by some random dude in the village.
But the one in Kang wasn't at full power in Quantumania, and wow, I sound
Thanos
like
wasn't at full power in Infinity War, and he still killed Loki.
Yeah, because Thanos was already stronger than Loki.
So you're telling me that Thanos, without all the Infinity Stones, is more powerful and a scary villain than Kang is?
Imposing presence, no.
So you're saying Kang is more imposing than Thanos?
No, sorry, other way around.
So Thanos is more imposing than Kang.
Yeah, because of the sheer size of their characters. But in saying that, you are comparing it to Infinity War. We have not seen.
Okay, fine. Guardians of the Galaxy. Thanos in Guardians of the Galaxy was scarier than and also was more intimidating and was more powerful than Kang has been in any of the things he's been in. And by the way, he's been in more things than Thanos has.
No, okay. Kang's only been in 2 things.
Yeah, Thanos until Infinity War is in less things than Kang has been in. But the one thing he was in,
Kang was in Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, and he was in Civil War. And not Civil War, Avengers 2.
No, seeing his head does not count as. I mean, and either way, he's scary. Like his character is scary. Like that's my point, though. My point is his character was so scary that you saw his head and you were scared.
Yeah,
we've seen this guy get beat up by Ant-Man. I don't know how I can be scared. It's like if Thanos got beat by the Guardians of the Galaxy in Guardians 1, right? If they managed to beat him, would we be scared of Thanos as a character going forward? No. We would have laughed and said, who is this joke who looks like, a ball sack?
Oh, you just gotta wait. He's gonna wait. You gotta wait until Kang Dynasty.
Thanos, we were waiting because he was so scared. We're like, oh my god, what's this guy gonna do? Oh my god, what's this guy gonna do?
Yeah.
With Kang, we're like, I know they were gonna probably try to pretend no one saw Ant-Man, but I thought him got beat by Ant-Man. He lost to Ant-Man. He got lost to Loki. Loki is a loser. Remember that's the way they discovered it in Thor in Loki's a loser. He's meant to lose, and he still beat Kang.
Well, Kang's still alive, isn't he?
He got beat by She-Loki. No, he killed Kang and took over Kang's throne. Remember?
Oh no, sorry, that's right. Because he went back to his own time where Kang was already the man. He who remains is already dead. Yeah, but look, I have no doubt.
Kang doesn't exist anymore. By the way,
the man, the he who remains is gone. Yes,
Kang. That's Kang. Kang's.
That Kang is gone. But there is 1,000 more Kangs on the way.
Oh no, much more people. Well, if Ant-Man killed one, then it's going to take a whole Avengers team to kill another.
Yeah, just you wait.
Like also Kang's powers are not even that scary because he just shoots little laser beams out of his hands. He doesn't even have like cool powers. Like,
we haven't seen him full power.
He got stabbed in the chest by She-Loki
because he planned it. He knew it was coming.
But he's still dead. It didn't work. His plan didn't work because he's still dead. He got stabbed in the chest and his plan didn't work.
Because you actually mentioned Thanos, not to say I'm losing because I'll accept that. Did you notice in the trailer for the Marvels there was new Thanos lines?
No, I didn't notice that actually.
There was lines of Thanos in the trailer saying there's something like there will always be people who carry out my work. But Thanos isn't mentioned or seen in the movie at all. I think it's the third trailer. You hear those lines.
That. It's interesting.
I think it's the third trailer. He says those lines, but there's no Thanos, no reference to him or anything.
Maybe what this will prove, maybe the whole end goal of this is going to be proving that Thanos was right in the bigger picture. What I mean by that is, look, maybe if he killed half the universe, then this would seem a lot like these people wouldn't be around.
Well, that's right. If your Secret Wars could start off with someone going, Thanos was right. We should have let him kill everybody.
We should let him kill half the population.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't have the problem with the Marvels then.
Well, maybe we don't know.
Well, yeah, if they were the selected ones,
and it's going to get I'm telling you, again, the fact that we're talking about Thanos right now, we're trying to be reasonable with the guy committed genocide to half the population, or I guess murdered because I don't know. It's not really genocide, but it's murder for sure.
Removed.
Yeah. Well, he wanted to kill half the population. Now, in Endgame, Thanos wanted to commit genocide because he wanted to kill a group whole or in part. And
murdered trillions.
But that's my point. Like Thanos is not the fact we can't do this with Kang.
You can't. Well,
what does Kang want to do? Can you tell me that?
Well, Kang wants to control all the space time. Well, technically, we haven't seen
wants to control. So what's the difference between him and the crossbow or crossbones? The guy from the Civil War who dies.
Like a lot more. There's a lot more that's big difference than him. But in saying that, we haven't seen the truly.
He wants to win. He wants to control the power in the universe. Sounds like a
all of time. He wants to control time.
Oh, all of time. No. Sorry, that makes it even scarier.
Oh, it does. I just haven't. What was I gonna say? Well, yeah. Sorry, we gotta remember the fact that Kang is only the villain for one movie. The next is Doctor Doom.
No, it's Scarlet Witch. But okay, you could try.
Scarlet. What do you mean?
Scarlet Witch is the Secret Wars villain, not Doctor Doom.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be Doctor Doom.
Well, we don't actually know either way, but why would it be a guy who's never been a character in anything MCU related versus the character who they've been building up since Age of Ultron to eventually lose her mind and is one of the most powerful characters? Like, you think they're just gonna let her die like that?
Oh God, no! I know she's not dead. Even though apparently in the Marvel book they recently released, they did say that she's officially dead. She ain't dead.
No, obviously not. They've been building her up since Age of Ultron and building her up to be this most powerful character. She's one of the most crazy story arcs in all of comics. You're telling me that she is not going to be the person who tears the multiverse apart when she was doing that in Doctor Strange.
She has to. She has to come back.
No. But I think because I vaguely remember what you're talking about in the book, right? But you're telling me maybe this version of her is dead, but you don't think the version of her in maybe another universe is alive?
And
maybe hypothetically, the one where she is currently situated, where also happens to be the location of Monica Rambeau, and maybe there's something that happens in that universe where the X-Men exist, where she gets so angry at them that she says, no more mutants. And then all of a sudden there's a universe where there are no mutants. Now, do you know where that universe is? It's the current MCU. And do you know what happens? Every single mutant gets sent to the MCU to get rid of them from her universe.
Yep. Holy shit. Print that. You need to clip that. Yeah. That's
you see it, right?
That could be it.
Or she gets sent to the current MCU and causes chaos there because of the mutants all get left there. It's one of those two, though.
Yeah, it's somehow there is somehow Charles Xavier still gets a giant mansion, buys a giant mansion with his money.
But wouldn't that tell me that is that not a better payoff than Doctor Doom just showing up for the first time? We're supposed to be scared of him, even though we've never seen him before.
Well, as far as I thought they're going to introduce Doctor Doom outside the Fantastic Four film, or he was going to be a variant.
But Fantastic Four comes right out before in Kang. You have to, if you're going to make them the villain of an Avengers movie, you got to try a little bit harder to build them up.
Yeah, that's true.
Fantastic Four is the movie before the Avengers movies. I don't know if that's still true, but it was at some point.
Where are we? Just trying a timeline.
Because I'm telling you, man, there's something look, we Scarlet Witch is going to have to be the villain of the Avengers movie. So that makes sense. And then also, if you use a different version of Scarlet Witch, that means that she can exist in a world where she's already Magneto's daughter, which then puts the entire. And also, if you want to talk about how we're going, we're going to get confirmation of all this being the case.
How so?
There's a TV show coming out with a character who really should not be getting a TV show or be relevant anymore, unless it was for the fact that they're going to explore the idea of Wanda coming back.
Oh, you mean Vision?
Nope. Try again. It was
Wonder Man.
Agatha all along.
Oh, Agatha all along. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so
why would she be getting a show unless it was to set up Wanda again?
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, it's true.
She's irrelevant.
Can't agree with that.
She should be relevant right now, but she isn't because they want to set up Wanda. Because if a character this powerful and this kind of important in Marvel, it just disappears after a Doctor Strange movie, that'll be the biggest disappointment in the MCU's ever had.
She has to. Oh yeah, I'm very surprised Agatha is getting her own movie. I must admit.
Well, no, because you have to set up a show, but you have to set up Scarlet Witch again. Remember?
So do you think they're going to bring her in?
I don't think she's going to be. I think be heavily teasing either the origins of Scarlet Witch or the fact that there's another version of Scarlet Witch. I'm not convinced that the Agatha in this show is going to be the Agatha that we saw in WandaVision. I think it's going to be a different multiversal Agatha. I think potentially one, we don't know enough about the show yet to know anything's untrue. And so that show will tell us what's going to happen, because at the end of the day, there has to be a reason for this show outside the fact that people like the song that Agatha sang.
Yeah, Agatha all along. Yeah,
because there's always more to it than that.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, that's right. So Fantastic Four, May 2nd, 2025, and then we got Thunderbolts, and then we got Blade. So after Blade, after Blade, then we have Kang Dynasty, and then we have Secret Wars.
So do you set up so then let's say hypothetically you put Dr. Doom in Fantastic Four to tease him first, then he shows up again, I guess, in Thunderbolts. And then he shows up, or then he's on the Avengers villain.
He could very much pop up in Thunderbolts. Dr. Doom, and I don't think it asks too many questions.
But I think, I think if you look, and I'm going to use this for the last time, but if you look at this tier list, right, the Ultron being on,
you showed me this for the third time.
I know Ultron being on this tier list is important, though, right? Because Ultron is a character who I think a lot of people thought, and I think still to some extent do think, is could have been one of the best MCU villains was in that movie. But the problem was he wasn't used enough. Now you look at Loki and Thanos, right? Loki and Thanos appeared multiple times. They were exciting. They kind of had so much more depth to their character, and they're at the top of this list. If Marvel wants a villain of their Avengers movie at the top of this list, then they got to do something like what they did with those two characters. And do you know who else is at the top of this list next to Loki?
Wanda.
And where's Dr. Doom on this list right now?
It's because Dr. Doom hasn't been introduced yet.
So if he's introduced, where's he going to end up on this list? Like what, here? Maybe we're saying.
He's going
maybe
be
here.
He's going to be second tier.
You telling me they're going to show him they're going to show Victor Von Doom as a hero and as a villain in enough depth to make you care about him in one movie, which he isn't even the main villain of.
No. But
did you understand?
Saying that, so what I'm saying is that Dr. Doom, they will make sure the fact that he will have a very pivotal role, and he's going to be played very, he
can have a pivotal role, and he can even be used to manipulate Wanda potentially. But I don't think you can argue that he's going to be a good main villain of the Avengers movie, because if you read the Secret Wars comics where he is the main villain, that does not, he is so much more developed in that point where people are scared of him and people know who he is. Half the people in this Avengers movie won't know who he is. If you're bringing back Iron Man, who the hell is that?
Yeah, no one here knows who Dr. Doom is.
And you tell me, if you brought back Tony Stark, okay, in an Avengers movie, who is he more likely to recognize, Wanda or Dr. Doom?
If he's from our universe, Wanda.
Yeah, our
universe. If he's from a different one, it could very well he knows who.
I'd say if Robert Downey Jr. comes back as Iron Man, who is the audience going to believe he recognizes more?
Wanda.
Right. Who's the audience going to recognize more if they just come into this as an Avengers movie instead of seeing anything else? Who are they going to recognize more?
Wanda.
Okay.
Wanda has been in.
Right. Just like how
all the Avengers films except for one.
So Thanos, how did people recognize Thanos if they just watched Infinity War?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Because obviously he was everywhere. Everyone knew who he was. You didn't have to watch a movie to know Thanos is scary, right?
No, that's right.
Okay, we know Wanda can try to go through universes to kill people. We've seen that happen. We know that she is known to be a massive threat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was also one of the most important parts of. she's also told to be one of the most powerful characters in the MCU.
She is. Right now, she is one of the most powerful. Probably the only person that's more in front of her. Probably the only person who's more in front of her right now is Loki.
And Captain Marvel.
Wonder's more powerful than Captain Marvel.
No, I'm saying like they're in the same like power level thing. Because
yeah, sorry,
I just basically base it off like how close were they to killing Thanos by themselves, and Wanda's and Captain Marvel.
Wanda, like, Captain Marvel
came close
Loki.
to that.
Yeah,
and Loki came close to that too.
Yeah, it'd be those three are the most powerful right now.
And I think Thor has to, as much as I hate him as a character, has to also because he also killed Thanos.
He did. But he should have gone for the head.
And then he did go for the head in the beginning of Endgame. And killed him.
But too late.
Well, obviously. But like I'm saying, like he did kill him, so you have to give him a little bit of credit in that. And then Iron Man obviously killed Thanos for the last time. But like that was because of the Infinity
War. It's only those.
Yeah, but that's my point. Like doesn't it not make sense for Wanda to like tell me, does that not make sense? Also, Wanda's power is messing with multiverses.
Yeah, so she's more powerful.
Well, no, but I'm saying like that was not her power in the comics. And the comics, her power was not messing with multiverses. It was chaos magic.
That's right. Actually, you may really think of it. She's going to pop up in Agatha now, because I can't really think of what the plot is going to be for Agatha.
There's no purpose to that show outside of setting her up in some way. Now, maybe she doesn't show up. Maybe it is more of a maybe it's like setting up the myth of the Scarlet Witch. Maybe it's in a different. We don't even know if it's going to be in the main universe.
Well, that's true, and the name's changed 3 times.
Yeah,
because was it Agatha?
Agatha all along. I think House of Harkness and something else.
Yeah.
But regardless, I know you're going to look it up, but still, I think the moral of the story there is that, I'm probably right with that, and you didn't think about that.
Which is now Agatha Darkhold Diaries.
That's the, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
And Diaries thinks of things that happened, Darkhold, thing that Wanda was using.
Yeah, that's right. So Agatha House of Harkness, Agatha Cavern of Chaos, and now Darkhold Diaries.
I thought it was Agatha all along at one point, but maybe that was just pretending it was.
Just the song.
Oh well. Anyway, but so thank you for coming on. I realize we're at 2 hours now. Time flies when you're having pointless debates.
No. Thank you for having me on, and I love having these debates anytime. So next time you see someone on, just let me know.
Absolutely, I will. And we will talk soon. Don't worry. And when I'm right, we'll definitely be talking again because
Well, yes, yeah, because we got a debate about Marvel, how I was right about Kang,
or how I was right about Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, that's right. But no, thank you very much for having me on. It's always a good time chatting with you, man. It's never a dull moment. And if anyone who's listening, please subscribe to his channel. He kills it all the time. And
obviously go to Lights Camera Rant. The links in the description and stuff, and on the screen wherever I can put it.
Thank you.
Because I'll tell you, if you want better content than this content, then go there because that's top tier content. And this is just second-rate stuff. So
hey, you got 1,000 views on your Marvels.
I'm good at baiting out trolls, and it works. So what can I say? Anyways, thank you so much for coming on. I'm not going to keep you too much longer.
All right, anytime, man.
And we'll talk soon.
Sounds good. See you, everybody.